Good afternoon, folks. It's like old home week. I look out on the crowd. Just wonderful. I'm not going to mention names, but there's a lot of people here that have a lot to do with making this hospital in the beginning and over the 25 years. By the way, I was presented, I do a little sales talk, I was presented this morning by a cookbook from the volunteers. You know what they said? I know you'll never use it, but I'd like you to have it. I don't cook many meals at home, I can assure you, but anyway, just great to be here. And you know, I've always called this hospital the Hilton. And now, after that presentation this morning, we now have the Hilton Performing Arts Group right here in the hospital. My, the talent that exists here in the staff is just outstanding. Well, you know, as I look back, it's really 29 years, because it's 29 years ago that we started to plan for this hospital. And yes, it was just a handful of people that met in a kitchen in a house in Mississauga, right? And started the planning, and why? What an undertaking, you know, when you think back on it. And we had many, many meetings, I can assure you. And we wondered where the money was going to come from to build it as well. But you know, we were committed, the group, and we had wonderful people that felt that it would happen. It was needed, there's no question about it. The Mississauga Hospital had done its turn and been there for a number of years. In fact, the chairman of the Mississauga Hospital Foundation helped us get going on this hospital. And so, an old farmer, by the way, boy, don't underestimate farmers, I have to tell you. And so I look back over the 29 years and think, what a wonderful accomplishment right here in the heart of Mississauga. I remember we chose one site. It was at Thomas and Erin Mills. And then we had to move it because McFerrin Brick was still there, and they were still dynamiting for brick to get the clay out of the soil. So then we had to start all over again to find a site. Unfortunately, Cadillac Fairview worked with us to make it happen. So it just shows that with a group of committed people determined to build the facilities that a city needs, that we got going. And here we are today, celebrating 25 years. 25 years of looking after the people of Mississauga and beyond, by the way. Because, you know, I want you to know, maybe I shouldn't tell you this, you can't imagine the calls I get from people outside of Mississauga that want to come to Credit Valley. And, you know, we got to look after the people in Mississauga. But now, of course, you are a part of a larger area because you have such specialized care that is given here at this great hospital. But you know, the challenges have been great over the years. And as we've grown as a city, and I can assure you we've grown rapidly, it has been tough keeping up with the hospital needs of the growth that has occurred in Mississauga. But we've had dynamic boards for this hospital. I know one I'm going to mention because he was here when the doctors were going to go on strike, I remember. Henry, remember? Yeah, do you remember? And Henry said, well, if you go out on strike, you may not get your job back. I remember that so well. We had tough boards that were determined to make sure that all those that were associated with this hospital worked together in order to create this wonderful facility. And then along came Carlos Fidani, who gave a wonderful contribution to build the cancer site. You know, when you think that all our people had to go downtown Toronto for care in regard to cancer, and now it can be done right here at home. What an accomplishment. And then I want to also mention another thing I'm very proud of is the fact that this hospital, Credit Valley and the Mississauga Hospital, I will never call it the Trillium, it's still the Mississauga Hospital, worked together, and now we have the Academy of Medicine at the Mississauga campus of the University of Toronto, because the two hospitals were prepared to work with the university and with the province to make it happen. Isn't that wonderful? We'll be producing doctors now right here in Mississauga. Now they're very amazing advancement, etc. But you know, when I look back and see the people that have given so much of their time and talents, the volunteers, you know, that work at this hospital over the years, the people that are welcoming people as they come in the doors of the hospital. It means so much to have a volunteer on the desk. You can't imagine what it means to the individual that walks into this hospital and a volunteer is sitting there giving direction and assisting them with what they are here for, to visit people. And then I think of I look back over all the fundraising events. You know, they were really small, but they produce results. And I think of the fashion shows and everything that was held. And yes, I do recall the gala at the old mill, Kathy, when Sam and I were there at the gala at the old mill. That was where we first held the gala for the hospital, etc. So here we are, 25 years later, celebrating the wonderful service that emanates from this building, of the wonderful staff, right from the maintenance people, right up to the top surgeon, that now provides the care that the people of Mississauga need. Isn't it wonderful? And I'll tell you, tender, loving care is certainly what happens at this hospital when people enter the doors. And to our new president, Michelle, you know, we got two great hospitals in Mississauga. Guess what? Both run by women. Isn't that something, folks? Wowing. Think about it. And again, working together, a United Way joint program to raise funds, you know. And we're going to go on, folks. They're going to need more support because healthcare is costing a lot of money. And we have to have the most up-to-date equipment in this hospital. That is extremely important. I visited a company this week, I have to tell you, that has an equipment that we got to get here, Michelle, at this hospital. Manufactured right here, designed right here in Mississauga. What is coming out with the research that has been done and the advancement in technology, we got to have our hospitals right up to date with the most modern equipment that exists in order to give that care that is needed when we need the care in a hospital. So folks, thank you. And I look around the room, I see so many of you that have contributed so much to this hospital in so many ways. And you know what? I hope that more will come along with our increased population. We must encourage them that they got to get involved on a volunteer basis in regard to fundraising, etc. If we want to have the services that we need here for those that need the services of a hospital. So folks, let's go on, encouraged, enthused about the past. Pride in our past and great faith in the future of this great hospital. Have a great day.